Well, welcome to Captain Kirk's Chess Ship. And today, we have some special guests in the house. As a matter of fact, today is going to be one of our most interesting shows. Today, we have what you might call a beginner student, and as well as an expert. We have one of our teachers here from Success Chess, and also one of the kids who are just learning how to play. Pretty well, I might say it. So before I get started, as always, I'd like to give you a little bit about the chess. I want to talk a little bit about it. Again, this is the Staunton Design chess pieces, and as you can see, typically this is one that most people play with. Because today, one of our guests has brought some other chess pieces so we can examine the difference. When you are playing with Staunton Design chess pieces, always the tops give hints as to ways that they move. For an example, the rook, it has crosses in front of it. The knight, when you're looking at it from the top, it has sort of like an L shape. And the queen, which has a multitude of crowns around it, it means it moves in all directions and quite naturally unlimited spacing. And the king, which gives the direction as one at a time. So, today in the studio, let's introduce some of our guests. Let's start with our future grandmaster. His name is Evans. Evans?
I'm Evan.
Evan, all right. Evan, what is your full name?
Evan.
Okay. And what school do you go to?
International school.
Is that in Palo Alto?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you start learning how to play chess?
I don't know.
What do you like most about chess, playing chess? Well, let me ask you this. What's your favorite piece?
A rook.
Could you show everybody what a rook looks like? Oh, that's okay. You don't have to move far.
This is how a rook looks like.
Great. Thanks, Evan. So, Evan, is there any other hobbies you have other than playing chess?
At the international school after school things? No.
Just chess.
The chess is the only thing I learn after school.
Great. And one last thing. I understand that you can speak another language. Which
Yes.
language is that?
French.
Would you like to give everybody one of your French words? Give us a little lesson. How about chess pieces in French?
I don't know how to say them.
All right. How about game?
I haven't learned how to say a game yet.
How about just saying fun in French?
I forgot how to say it.
All right.
I know how to say flying saucer.
Okay, say that then.
Soucoupe volant. Volant. Soucoupe volant.
Great.
Two different words.
Because you know what? This is almost close to being on a flying saucer right now in the chess shift. And with him today is almost the opposite. We have here a master who is also a chess instructor, and his name is Demetrius.
Hi.
Would you just finish telling a little bit about your complete name?
Well, I'm originally from Ukraine, and I've been here in the U.S. for 10 years. Originally, my last name is Zilberstein.
Zilberstein, yes.
And originally, I started playing chess when I was 6 years old. So when I was someone like him today.
Oh, like him.
Yeah.
And
So hopefully by the time he's my age, he's going to be better than me.
oh, see that?
You have plenty of time.
Well, he's today on our show. We are going to have Demetrius teach him some basic lessons, and also later on in the show, he's going to go over things with me on some adult strategies, more experienced strategies. But first of all, let's test a couple of things and see how my new young student here is doing with chess. All right, Evan. Now, did you set this board up?
No.
Is it set up correctly?
Yes.
You've checked all the pieces?
Yes.
Very good. Now, Evan, I'm curious. Let's say that I wanted to teach you, how did you learn how the knight moved?
From my chess coach.
Well, give us a sample of how it moves. Very good. Is that an L?
Yes.
Okay. Show me one more move
With what?
with bishop.
I can't move the bishop. I can't.
Very good. All right. Release the bishop, as we say.
Let it loose.
I have to move this to release
All right.
it.
Go right ahead. Now let's see you make a bishop move. Very good. Very good. So let's say you release the queen.
Let her out.
And I have to do another bishop move.
Okay. That's the king. Okay. Now how about
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I have to move this.
All right.
Put
Good
that
enough.
back.
All right. Put that back. And out comes the queen. Excellent. How about let's let out the bishop, the black bishop. No, that's okay. Right here. You can do it right here.
There's no black bishop there.
No, this one. I meant it's on the black square. You know, push this one out. Very good. And finally, how about the rooks? Let me see if you know how the rooks move. This guy looks like he knows all the basic moves. I'm really impressed. Okay, well, let's set the board back up real quick. Now, Demetrius, just so you'll know, one of the things that I do, it's a little different probably, I know, than the standard teaching, but I do what I call blitz setup. And I think he's played it with me. I'm going to show you how it goes and show everyone. All right, Evans, I want you to play blitz setup with me.
I don't know.
Remember how you set up the board? Who can set up the board the fastest?
Okay.
Okay, he knows how. All right, go ahead. Take all the pieces off.
And why did you mess up this?
Yeah, don't worry. We'll get that straightened out. We're going to have Demetrius give us the countdown today. This is something I developed, but I found that it helps the kids learn how to set up the position. So we're just going to do this. This is one of the things that I do. It's kind of basic. So on his count today, we're going to have him count to 3. And when he says 3, we're both going to go, right? Okay.
1, 2, 2.5, 3.
You do it.
Now, he beat me on time, but are you correct?
No.
Oh, you're disqualified, but you did a very good job. At least you were pretty fast. I try to keep the kids mainly and people who don't know how to play, how to set up the pieces. This is one of the things that I like to make everybody comfortable with. So at this time, Demetrius, take a few moments and show your young new master here a few tricks of the trade. Do you need the board or anything? Is everything fine?
no, it's
I'll
fine.
help you. Tell me what you need. I'll move this out of your way for you.
So let
Okay.
me ask you the question. Do you know the fastest way to win the game?
No.
It just takes 2 moves to win the game. If you don't play it right, if you make a mistake. You see? So if you just make mistake or 2, you're gone. you're dead. You lose the game. So let me show you how it happens. So white starts off the game like this.
So that would be pawn. He's saying there's a, I believe we call it the fool's make. And he's made the pawn from the bishop pawn, king bishop pawn to pawn 3.
Yeah, so this is not a good move, but it's still okay. You're okay. Now, what does black do? Well, black plays pretty good move.
Black moves, the king pawn.
They move the pawn from e7 to e5. Now white makes a big mistake. White pushes up the pawn.
Beyond the protection of the black square, blocking the king.
Yeah.
Correct, Dimitri? Okay. This is good.
And now black can win the game in one move. So just like that, black wins the game. You know how?
How?
So queen comes to h4, and it's checkmate. That's right. The problem is, what's the problem? You can't move the king, right? Why not? Because the bishop blocks the king, and the queen blocks the king. Those two pawns, they block the king. Can you defend against the check? Block something, put something between the queen and the king? No. Can you make a move like that? Why not?
Then the queen could capture your knight, and then it would be closer to your king.
No, but can you actually make this move?
No.
Is it possible? That's right. It's not possible because how does the knight move? That's right. It moves the L shape. Can you move the bishop to block the check? No, right?
You have to do this, and that doesn't block.
Very good. And finally, can you capture the queen? Can you take it?
No.
No. Can you go like that?
No.
No, right?
Pawns can't move that much in one move.
That's right. So the game is over. Black wins the game. Because white made, well, practically one mistake.
A mistake.
Just one mistake, and you lose the game, just like that. Right?
Very good. That's a good example of what you call a fool's mate. Very popular, and I believe they call it fool's mate. It's because you really have to be a fool to make a move this bad at this point of the game. Am I correct?
Yeah.
That's why they call it that. Is there anything else you want to, something else you might want to show him? Maybe something else, Demetrius, or something you showed?
Well, how about another fool's mate? Now white gives black fool's mate. So white starts out the game e4, pawn moves up 2 squares. And black makes pretty good move. Also, pawn moves to e5. Now the queen comes out to h5.
Now, when I ask you something, isn't this a pretty standard opening? Most people, there's a lot of people who make that, these first two
Well,
moves.
those first two moves,
Yeah.
it's very popular opening.
Right.
And
Okay.
But this move is not very popular, mainly because it's not a good idea to bring out the queen early in the game. However, if you're playing a fool,
Yeah.
and you should never assume your opponent is a fool,
Never.
right? You
They
should,
just made a foolish move.
yeah. So say your opponent, this is just an example where black is really fool. And black moves the king up. What can white do?
They can move their queen here.
Yeah, it can move king here, but better even to move here. And it's checkmate. All right, king can't move. Can you block the king? Block the check? No, right? And can you take the queen?
You can't do this. There had to be a piece there.
Very good. So actually white also can do a fool's mate, not only black.
That is very good. Did you notice that? That's not the scholar mate, the one that takes 4 moves. What he showed is the one where the white queen comes out. That is very good. Very, very good. I thought that was really excellent. What do you think?
It's the same.
It's the same to you? Okay. Well, now, let me just borrow him for one more moment. I'm going to do one more test with him, Demetrius. All right. Now, I got a question for you.
What?
Do you know how to checkmate with 2 rooks?
No.
You don't know how to checkmate with 2
No.
rooks? What do you know how to checkmate with?
I know how to checkmate with.
Well, let's try 2 rooks real quick for everybody on the television. Take off everything but your king and the 2 rooks.
Okay. And how come you don't have 2 rooks?
Because I want you to mate me. And I'm sure we're gonna do that, and I'm sure you won't have a big problem today. I'm gonna give you enough firepower to do it too. Now, very good. Now that you have, this is a pretty good way of, you should have made almost in 2 moves right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Demetrius is gonna help us. So why don't you start off and checkmate us in 2 moves? Now, the first thing you might want to do here to checkmate me is stop me from leaving this row. So you would want to freeze row 7.
I'll move my rook up. How many spaces does the rook go?
You can go as many as it like until it hits something the same color, or it's something the opposite color, it can take it. Or don't run off the board. Okay, go ahead. Let's see. Very good. Would you
Great.
say that's great?
Fantastic move.
Fantastic. Now, it's my move, and I'm going to escape checkmate, so I'm going to head towards your king. Now what do you do to checkmate?
king.
I mean towards your rook. Now what are you going to do to me now? Oh, no. You're only 1 short. Look at this. Go down 1 more. No, this way. And believe it or not, that's checkmate. I can't get off. I'm in check right now. I have nothing to block it. I have nothing to capture it. You've got this row covered. I move to this row, you got it covered. The king cannot move anywhere without being in check, and it is over. I think you did real well. Now, Evan, this is going to be a little heavy for you, but he's going to show us some advanced moves. So we'll both kind of sit here and learn something, okay?
Okay.
Well, Demetrius has his own particular chess set, and he'd like to show them to you right now. So I think he likes to work with his a little bit differently.
So this chess set originally I bought it in Russia.
So yeah, now this chess set is from Russia, and you were telling us.
And here are the pieces, some of the pieces we have.
Oh, okay. These are some of them. Okay.
Black pawn.
Boy, you know, I noticed immediately, Demetrius, this is much bigger than the little knight I got.
Yeah,
Are
so,
you guys' boards sometimes bigger too?
I would say maybe a little bit bigger, but
Okay.
pretty
Wanna
close
set
to
those
this
up?
board.
Okay, you want to set those up? Now,
So-
in Ukraine, my understanding is chess is more popular there than it is here in America?
Yeah, of course. In Ukraine,
Here, Evan, set those.
the system was set up when I was there in such a way that it produces a lot of talented
And where is the king?
and good players. And actually these days, the world champion, or some consider him the world champion, is from Ukraine, Ruslan Ponomaryov.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they got a couple pretty young grandmasters from Ukraine.
Have you ever played with one yourself?
Well, no, I'm too old for that.
Oh, okay.
He's 12 years old, and he's already grandmaster.
12 years old?
Not Ponomaryov, but another.
Oh,
his name-
another grandmaster. Wow. See?
So
6 more years,
You still have some time to catch up.
and you'll be world great.
Yeah, so chess is pretty popular there.
It is. And you learned when you were how old?
Well, I started going to chess school when I was 6 years old.
Okay, now, real quickly, for some of the people who play chess, let's not take up the board. Let's show the example of the end game that Demetrius was starting earlier. Can you do that real
Yeah,
quick?
sure.
Okay. What do I need to put on the board?
You can put the same position.
King and the king and a pawn.
It's 4 pieces.
Yeah, and another black pawn. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, and the is this correct?
The pawn is like this.
Oh, okay. Great. Okay, thanks.
So this is very famous
And I'm going to move while you're going. Go ahead.
endgame position. It was composed by Czech grandmaster Richard Reti. And the idea here is both sides have only one pawn left in the game. White pawn moves up this way, and black pawn moves up this way. And once the pawn reaches the 8th rank, or 1st rank for black, the pawn becomes a queen,
You know
or
what?
any other piece.
This looks like this automatically is a win for black.
Yeah, white has very difficult position. The problem is black king is very close to the white pawn, and white king is very far away from the black pawn. So if white just tries to catch up the pawn by moving the king, it's never going to happen. Pawn will just move up and up. So king tries to catch up. It's like a dog chasing its tail, right? It's not going to happen. Dog is not going to catch his tail, just like the king is not going to catch the pawn. On the other hand, if white tries to make its own queen, then the king will come over and stop the pawn. Right? Now, if you can make a queen, but king will just take the queen. But turns out there is a very original way for white to save this game.
Yeah, we want to see that.
So let's see what happens.
Okay.
So first, king moves to g7, moves along the diagonal. And the idea is, well, you'll see it in a moment. Now black has two choices, right? They can push up the pawn or bring over the king to stop the pawn on c6. Well, let's say black plays h4.
Makes sense to me.
Pretty logical move, right? Now king comes over to f6 along the same diagonal. And now you're starting to see the idea, sort of. White wants to do two things. They want to bring the king back to the center in such a way as to either help the pawn on c6 and or stop that pawn. So for example, if black pushes up the pawn, king can come over to e7, pawn goes to h2, white goes c7, king comes to b6, to b7, and white king defends the pawn.
Wow.
And both pawns arrive at the same time. It's a draw. Become the queen at the same time. And same thing happens if black just brings over the king. Then white king comes over to e5 along the same diagonal, right? It doesn't chase the pawn on the straight line, it chases the pawn along the diagonal. And now if you push up the pawn, king comes over to d6, defends the pawn. And again, both pawns arrive at the same time. It's a draw. Or if white king takes the pawn, then
He's
white,
catching him on
black,
the
if black king takes the pawn, white king comes over to
Yeah.
f4 and catches up with this pawn.
Show the catching and then show.
So
show
for
like
example, pawn goes to h3, king comes over to g3, pawn goes to h2, and king
this. Wow.
takes the pawn.
Now, just one more thing. Set up the original position again the way it was. Folks at home, all you avid chess players, the masters has shown you a little something here, so try to take a record of this board and practice this move yourself. I've always said the angles are very important. Thanks, Demetrius. I appreciate it. I'm sure that's going to help a lot of in-game chess players who are out there playing chess. So, Demetrius, is there anything else that you want to say that's different between these pieces from Russian? They look skinnier or something. And what is this little ball on the top of the head?
Yeah, actually, king is supposed to have something also on the top, but it eventually, it's pretty all set, so.
Oh, I see. But bottom line is they have different colors. Is that what you mean? They have.
Yeah, so black has on the top, black king and the queen supposed to have white ball or white rectangle.
You know, it
And-
feels funny. It feels when you grab these pieces. How do they feel to you, Evan? Don't they feel a little different than the little guys we carry around?
Yes.
It just feels. I don't know. It feels like you know.
It feels like you're a better player than you.
Yeah, I feel better player automatically. I need this set. Well, since that's the case may be, let's set up the sets quickly and let's see how. Let's put this. As a matter of fact, you know, Demetrius, it's been a long time, man, but I've been wanting to play you a game of Blitz, but I don't think I don't have a clock, so I don't have enough time to play you today.
Okay.
So, you know, if I had a clock, boy, I tell you, I think I can give you a run for your money. You know, I really
Oh,
could.
we have a clock here. Oh,
I have a clock. Man, did you pay this guy or something to come on?
of course.
Well, anyhow, I guess I have a clock. I'm up against the time. So let me set up the pieces here. Let me have that king. Setting up the clock, you remember before we set it up 5 here and 5 here. And
Yeah, and bishop.
normally I would give him time, but since I'm playing this guy, I'm not giving him any time.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're going to have to start even on it. So I tell you what, my friend, everything's set up. Go to it. All right. Gonna go a little faster than that, though. There you go. I know you're doing better than that. See this? What do you think about this?
He's pretty good, huh?
Huh? Is this guy good? Is he good?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I see. That hurts.
He's going backward, huh?
Ah, queen takes queen. It looks like this is a pretty engaged game. It's nothing more fun than sitting here playing chess with some of your friends. And it's even though some of them are much of a challenge. Ooh, that I
I
like
got
that.
a pawn. Look.
He's got a pawn on me, but that doesn't mean the end of it.
Yeah.
Ah, I can get away from that. Look out, I'm threatening a checkmate. Oh, I guess. Yeah.
You touched it. You have to move.
I touched it.
He left the bishop unprotected.
I left the bishop unprotected. This has been fantastic here at the Chess Ship. Have you enjoyed yourself, Evans?
My name's not Evans.
Oh, he says name's not Evans from ICS, and here we are at the Chess Ship playing chess. I'm not over with it yet. I'm still playing.